ancients knew it, now science proves it. Heart-brain coherence is destined to become the next viral spiritual practice. Learn this breakthrough technique and watch everything from your law of attraction manifestation work to your health reach new heights. Hi, Adam here, and in this video we're going to talk about the benefits of heart-brain coherence practice, how to do the practice, and how to apply it for your benefit in different areas of your life. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, please give it a like, and share with friends. And if you like what we do here on the channel, feel free to subscribe and join our community. So firstly, and these are scientifically proven or validated, by the way, is that heart-brain coherence practice improves your health. Part of the reason for that is by doing the practice, you release healthy hormones in the body that support good health, rather than the fear, anxiety, stress hormones that interrupt with our health and tear down our good health. It also increases our immunity. And this has been shown. There's documented empirical data that shows this, that when you do this practice religiously on a daily basis, that you increase the gamma globulin A release in the body, the immunoglobulins, and that helps to ward off viruses, disease, and all that good stuff. It's shown to slow down the aging process, possibly even reverse that. The slowing down of the aging process, that's provable by science, because doing the practice releases telomerase, an enzyme in the body that slows down the degradation of the telomeres of the chromosome. When our telomeres degrade, we age. When we have no more telomeres, we die. There is evidence to suggest that you could even slow down or even reverse your aging process by doing this. It also is shown to increase intuition, because you expand the heart and blend the brain. You open up new pathways of the brain that give you more intuition. And it's also shown to have huge benefits in law of attraction and manifestation work. As far as the practice goes, they did some amazing studies right around 1991 or so. And what they found is that the heart's actually the largest electromagnetic generator in the body by far. The brain is number 2. So when you can bring the heart into coherence, you also bring the brain into coherence, and that's the secret. Also, they found that the heart has a form of brain cells that doesn't exist anywhere else in the body except for the heart and the brain. And they were able to determine that the heart does indeed think. The heart indeed has a consciousness. It's not intellectual thought like the brain, but it does think. So they found that the heart is the largest electromagnetic generator in the body, and the brain's the transmitter and receiver of that information. So when they're in coherence, and they're both firing in all cylinders, and then you become coherent with spirit or source also, and that's where the magic begins. Now, how do we make hearts coherent? Well, hearts are coherent when they feel love, right? That's what hearts do. Gratitude, appreciation, compassion. Gratitude is key. That's the master frequency of the universe. Now, gratitude's an emotion, but you tap into a frequency. And why is that? Well, it's because we naturally feel grateful when we receive, and the universe is the ultimate giver. So when we feel gratitude, we align with the universe, and that's the master frequency. You tap into that by doing heart-brain coherence. To do this practice, you start by going into deep presence. You get into a meditative state. So yes, a regular meditation practice and practicing presence or mindfulness on a daily basis is quite important. And then you want to go into gratitude. You want to feel magnified gratitude. Now, you may, when you're starting out doing this practice, you may want to enter into that by just counting your blessings. Like, what are you grateful for today? Like, I have a warm bed, I have food in my refrigerator, whatever it is. But here's the trick, and honestly, I have not seen this on other videos or other teachings. It's something that Spirit gave me. But let me back up for a second. I've learned the basics of this practice through what Heartmath Institute teaches, and what I've learned through Dr. Joe Dispenza's teachings and Gregg Braden's teachings. And they all pretty much say the same thing, though they have slight variations on how they do the practice. The idea is once you start to feel it, then you make up things that work for you. So this is what really works for me the best. So when I go into my gratitude. When I go into presence, I want to feel grateful just for the present moment. In other words, when I'm in the present, it's just like it's this sort of rush of energy. Joe Dispenza describes it as going to the sweet spot of the present moment. When I feel that energy, the presence, it's just so uplifting. I just feel grateful just for the now. And that has a huge amount of power. So remember that. Grateful for just for the now. Like if I have a headache or I'm going through some challenges, when I'm in that state, my personal story does not matter. It does not take away from the absolute sheer perfection of this now moment. And if you can tap into that and feel grateful for that, that's when you lock into the master frequency. So you hold the gratitude, you hold the compassion in your heart, and you start to feel your brain and your heart to blend. Now, this will happen naturally because the heart's stronger than the brain. So when you bring the heart into coherence through those emotions, the brain goes into coherence. When we feel fear, dread, anxiety, and all that stuff, our hearts are incoherent and our brains are very incoherent. And we become subject to a lot of negativity, a lot of disease, and all that stuff. So this is going to change all that around. So again, bringing my heart into coherence and consciously blending the brain. Like I said, it'll happen naturally, but consciously imagine that your brain is feeling what your heart feels. And I'll tell you, when I get into it and I lock in, it's not subtle. I get such a rush of energy. It feels like I'm taking off of my body and soaring through the universe. You may have a different reaction, but it's not subtle. So when you feel that the heart and the brain blend, and you start to also feel like your body is part of your brain also and becomes part of the blend, because it is. And then when your heart and your brain blend in coherence, then you open up to spirit and you become coherent with spirit. You do this for, according to Heartmath Institute, for 10 minutes at a time. I do for about 11, thereabouts. 3 times a day, and that's how you're going to tap into all those benefits and then some that I was mentioning in the beginning of the video. And so again, feel your body becomes part of the blend. Then when you're done, just give thanks and gratitude. And during the course of your day, from time to time, just practice feeling grateful. And if something in the environment triggers you and you go into the lower emotions like anger, worry, fear, or whatever, what you do is just try to step outside of those emotions and observe yourself having negative reactions and emotions. And just by getting in the habit of doing that, what's going to happen is that you're going to solve those emotions much more quickly. So in other words, those emotions will pass a lot more quickly, and then you'll be able to step back into your high vibrations quickly. So, it's not just 3 times a day. It's a 24/7 practice. You can augment this with Ho'oponopono prayers or any other spiritual practices that expand the frequencies of the heart or that work with the heart-brain-spirit connection. This methodology that I'm teaching to do heart-brain coherence is the centerpiece of a course that I made called the Heart Magnification System. That's a whole spiritual study course. It's going to be available as an online course very soon, so keep an eye out for that. Now, to apply this to different things, like for healing, I kind of touched on it before. When you're blending your heart and your brain and they're becoming one, your nervous system's an extension of your brain and it goes through your whole body. So you can ignite your whole body. And what that's going to do, it's going to help to awaken dormant DNA, actually, and dormant potential to heal yourself to levels that most doctors aren't even aware of. So that's another benefit as you start to awaken dormant DNA. Because you increase your frequency, more energy going through you means that dormant potentials start to open. You connect more with spirit. And also for law of attraction work, you can apply this also. And as you're doing the practice and you're super grateful for the now, and then your heart and brain are blending, and you're super grateful for the now in your mind, you flip the now to whatever your dream is and make that your current now moment. So like if you want to live in the Caribbean in a mansion or whatever, you feel like that's your present moment and you're super grateful for it in the now. It's in the present. That's basically it. So I'm going to actually, on the end screen for you, there's 2 videos, one over here and one over here. One is a little bit more detail on how to do the practice. One for manifestation and law of attraction, and the other one for health and healing. And there you have it. So practice this, do this. It's going to make a really big difference in your life. And let me know in the comments how you're doing. I love you. Thank you. See you in the next video. Namaste.